Maybe you'll start working out again and stop being a pussy. You know I love you. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Underdog Fantasy Strategy Show. Man, we had such a good time last Wednesday that we're back to do it again. Get a little drafting, look at some pick 'em, build something out. We had a shot last week on that 5-pick play, but ultimately came up short. That's all right, because we're back to do it again. I'm Dave Loughran of Lafayette_D, and very happy to have all you fine fellas and ladies with us. Maybe a lady somewhere in there mixed amongst the bunch. Joining me, Neil Orfield at PlayerQDFS. What's up, brother?
You know what the worst thing is about that card that we didn't hit last week is it was the fifth one. It was the one that we were not confident in that didn't hit. Like, we were much more confident in the top four, and then it was like, we're between these two, and then the other one I believe did hit. So it was that was kind of brutal. But
no, hold on. It was even worse than that. You're missing a huge part of this, Neil.
The Jordan Klein component.
Yes. So it was Derek White, and it was me going, man, I really want under on DeAndre Ayton's points, right?
Yep.
I was like, but I don't know. The tools don't like it. I say, fine, I'll go Derek White. Right after the show, Jordan goes, because he did it from his account so we could screen share. It was his money.
Yeah. Right.
And he's like, he goes, I wish you would have gone Ayton. So why didn't you tell me?
He's promised that he will in the future, though, if he has a strong feeling about one of these.
And you know what else, too? That was actually the night where I loved the Ayton unders because Durant had been just siphoning off so much usage, him and Booker. Yep. Durant actually got hurt in pregame warmup. So, like, technically speaking, I would have hated that bet if it happened after the injury, and it still hit. But what are you gonna do? Anyway, how you feeling, man?
Feeling good. I'm ready to do where this show should go a little bit smoother. Jordan is actually using my account now, so I reordered according to our projections. So we've got the rankings correct on Underdog. And I noticed right away, like the first one you'll see, Kawhi Leonard is going like 7.5 in drafts, and he's like our third highest projected player on FanDuel, which is the same scoring. So kind of excited to actually use our rankings, use the Stokastic rankings this week without having to like go back and forth.
Hell yeah, man. And welcome to all you people. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't done so. Subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't signed up on Underdog yet, well, Jordan can throw the link in chat. If you're just stumbling across this, that's cool. We have fun here. And it's $100 deposit match, 100% deposit match up to $100. So you click the link down there, first thing in the description. Jordan's throwing it in the chat. You click that, takes you over there. You put 100 in, your balance is going to say 200. It's that simple. You put 10 in, your balance is going to say 20, 5 to 10, 50 to 100. However you play it, up to $100, 100% deposit match up to 100. No better way to get you started off there right. They got these awesome daily drafts. We're going to rip one of them. They got the pick 'em contest where you can 20x your entry. Let's start off with a little pick 'em action here, Neil. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So our Bet Pro tool, that's free for the first week too. That link should be down there. If it's not, well, people are screwing up around here. It's not. Jordan, you can find that and throw it in the chat for anyone that wants to use that, because it's free for an entire week anyway. Neil, we just added underdog props to it.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's super useful to have this available on Bet Pro. Like, you can find anything you need on Bet Pro. So to be able to just find these props right away, that's very helpful.
Yeah. So there's not a ton and I did on our Odd Shopper channel, I already did an NBA prop betting video for today. I will say, not a ton of stuff I was in love with. And some of that was because the whole Kyrie Irving thing, Tim Hardaway, like, they have a great matchup against San Antonio, but there weren't props posted for that. There were actually a lot of San Antonio, all those injuries, they just ruled a lot of guys out. So we should have updates on that soon. But there's just so much uncertainty right now that it made it tough to find anything that I was absolutely in love with. I don't mind going first here, though, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I am going to plug in, and I'm going to go for the low-hanging fruit here, but for good reason. I think I'm going to go with the D'Angelo Russell over 6.5 assists here today. Because, first of all, we haven't projected at 7.2, 55% expected win rate. That's the highest we have right now on Underdog. But when you just look at this, there's no Anthony Davis, there's no LeBron James. Who else is a playmaker on this team outside of Dennis Schroeder, who very likely is going to play the majority of minutes will be with D'Angelo Russell off the floor unless they decide to play a more small ball lineup. So I like a lot of over props on the Lakers today. A lot of 3-point stuff that we can look into as well against the second worst team against 3-pointers on the season. But I'm going to go with D'Angelo Russell assists here over 6.5 and lock that in.
I like it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Just go for the easy one. I'm with you. That seems like a very good bet. And the Lakers will be going through D'Angelo Russell quite a bit. So I think that bet makes a lot of sense. That's not the one I thought you were going to go for.
Minus 135 on DraftKings and minus 142 on FanDuel. There's no juice on Underdog, so it's clearly a good bet.
Yeah, I love the way you're cross-referencing other sports books. Makes it a lot easier to identify those great bets on the board. It's not the one that I thought you were going to go with. I thought you were going to go with Dante DiVincenzo over 4.5 rebounds, which is our highest win percentage bet on the board. The line, 4.5 rebounds. We're taking the over. We have that one hitting 54% of the time. You look at Dante DiVincenzo's stats so far this year, he's only averaging 4.4 rebounds per game, but that's a lot of games where he's going over just barely. I think that one looks pretty good here against the Clippers. We're expecting Dante DiVincenzo to play pretty big minutes here for the Warriors. We've got Andrew Wiggins out still, Ty Jerome, Jonathan Kuminga is questionable. So a lot of upside there, I think, for DiVincenzo to just get more minutes than we're used to for him in this game. So I kind of like the over on 4.5 rebounds for Dante DiVincenzo.
Lock it up. I'm all about it. Yeah, with Wiggins out, DiVincenzo is going to continue to play considerable minutes. Last I saw, I think Kuminga was upgraded to probable, but still.
Okay.
Yeah, but still, I'm with you on it. You said over or under 4.5?
Over 4.5.
Yeah, over
just
4.5
because of the minutes with no Wiggins.
I like that for sure. I mean, huge minutes from DiVincenzo lately too. 37, 33, 21, just massive blowout. 37 in a close game against Milwaukee, 31 against Phoenix. All right, lock that up. Do we want to do 4 or 5 is the question. Like, should we just play this to where we feel comfortable?
I kind of think we should just do 4. If we can only find 4 that we really like, that's what would have hit last week. Yeah, I'd be in for that.
All right. Yeah, I don't want to jam just to jam something in to get a 5 here.
Yeah.
So you had DiVincenzo with the as the highest expected win rate on BetPro?
Unless I'm misreading this. Yeah, I do.
Okay. I have Russell. I wonder if you're just sorted by Underdog Sportsbook.
Maybe I need to refresh here. Here, I'm refreshing right now just in case.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see if we're in alignment on this.
All right, hang on. Sorted by Underdog.
I mean, you're probably right.
No, now I refreshed and now Russell is higher. So it has changed since I just logged in like 10 minutes ago. So the bets have changed a little bit. Looks like we've got some better bets than we had 10 minutes ago. So that's nice.
Yeah, and it updates every 2 minutes. So
okay,
we're just constantly getting updates here, which is a good thing. One of the spots that I was looking at that was relatively appealing to me. Get your thoughts on this one as well. Going over to Boston, right? We know Robert Williams is out. Okay, so you're getting Al Horford, manning the actual center position for long stretches of these games. And I'm thinking, you look at these rebound props, and normally you'd go like Minnesota. All right, Rudy Gobert, not great, maybe not the best spot. I will say though, and this might surprise some people, Minnesota is one of the worst rebounding teams in the league, as a matter of fact. You have Rudy Gobert, but aside from that, you don't have much. Like, you don't even have Jared Vanderbilt anymore, who's a good rebounder at the power forward position. Right now, we have Al Horford at, where do we have him at as far as win rate? We have him 54% expected win rate. So, and win rate's the only thing that matters here, right, because there's no juice. It's just the over or the under. I think I'm going to go with Al Horford over 6.5 rebounds. This is actually a spot that normally I didn't think I'd feel good about, but I like the over 6.5. I love that it's one of our highest rated bets today over on BetPro. I think this is a spot that I'm going to get into, and even over at OddsShopper Plus, it's a positive expected bet, positive ROI, heavily juiced to the over. DraftKings minus 140 over 6.5 rebounds. MGM minus 145, FanDuel minus 140. So you think about that, you're getting it at 6.5 on Underdog without the 140. They could have, a lot of times they'll move this to 7 or sometimes even 7.5, usually 7. I'll take the 6.5 before it moves.
Yeah, I like that call quite a bit. Let's lock that one in. I've been trying to find so these are different bets than I had been looking up before. So that refresh changed things a little bit. One more I want to throw in there that kind of interests me, and it doesn't like look great in the tools. Kevin Porter Jr. So I'm looking at both Kevin Porter Jr. and Jalen Green have good props in our tools. We've got Jalen Green under 4 rebounds, Kevin Porter Jr. over 6 assists. I lean toward taking that Kevin Porter Jr. over 6 assists, even though currently we only have it at a 50% win rate, but we currently have Alperen Şengün projected to be in, and Şengün is questionable. So I think it's really like 50-50. And so if we just lock this bet in now, we're getting it at, it's a pick 'em right now. Is he going to get over 6 assists? But I think if Şengün is out, that bet is going to look really good. So I think that the win rate is actually higher when you account for the fact that Şengün is questionable, might not play, in which case Kevin Porter Jr. is just going to have massive usage against the Lakers, one of the fastest paced teams in the league. So I really like taking the over on 6 assists for Kevin Porter Jr. And worst case scenario, it looks like it does right now, and it's kind of a coin flip.
For the record, I love overs on KPJ today quite a bit.
For the same reason, or do you have additional reasoning?
No, I mean, look, I already like it if Şengün is in. If Şengün ends up sitting, it was the same thing with Beal yesterday. I already kind of liked Beal, but if Kuzma ends up sitting, you're getting it locked in at a good price. I like it. I don't even hate over 20.5 PRA on Kevin Porter Jr. today. I think they're all good spots here. I don't want to go overboard, right? But over 6 assists on Kevin Porter Jr. to me looks like a nice spot to get to. You have to consider too, look at this Lakers team, second of a back-to-back for the LA Lakers. No Anthony Davis, no LeBron James. This backcourt defensively is a far cry from anything that would scare you, right? You're talking about D'Angelo Russell and Malik Beasley. That's not going to concern you all that much. I think the overs on KPJ look good today. You don't even have Patrick Beverley in there defensively anymore, right? He's not in LA. So yeah, this is a spot where I think I'm 100% with you. Let's go over on 6 assists for Kevin Porter Jr. And just curious, where do we have, let's see where these are sitting at for the rest of the books. That is extremely important to me. I always want to see where it's sitting at, because we got him at 6 flat here, not even 6.5. All right, assists on Kevin Porter Jr. Yeah, 6.5, pretty much everywhere. Standard juice, minus 110, some even money spots, but this is at 6, so I like it.
All right, let's do it. And do we want to stop there, or do you think you want to do one more?
All right, let's go with 4, but we'll throw a 5th in case someone else is looking for it. Make it a little spicy, but we'll do a 4-pick play.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But we'll throw a 5th in. Jordan, you can remove that before we place it and play it from there.
For anybody who's bolder than we are right now.
What's that?
For anybody who's bolder than we want to be right now.
Exactly. Although there's nothing that stands out that I love, to be completely honest.
That's the reason we're stopping at 4, right? Because we've got some other, I mean, the Santi Aldama, one of our top bets on the day, under 9.5 points. I haven't looked at that one. They're playing Miami, so that's obviously a boost for that under for Aldama.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I mean, with somebody like him, though, it's kind of difficult because you look at these rotations, a lot of times they're out of whack for Memphis. The playing time could vary kind of wildly for someone like Aldama.
Right.
I think you're probably projecting him for 22 minutes.
Yep,
let's see.
We have him 23 right now.
What's that?
We have him at 22.97 currently.
Okay. So there you go. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty close. Where do the books have him? Books have him 9.5, juice to the under. Yeah, I say we stick with 4. I think you're right.
Cool.
Let's not get cute. So what do we have? What do we have, Jordan? We have KPJ over 6 assists, right? We have Al Horford over 6 rebounds. Is it 6.5 or 6 rebounds? 6? 6. Is it 6.5? Okay. And then we have Dante DiVincenzo over on rebounds or higher. And then D'Angelo Russell. Man, we're going all overs today.
All right, we're basic. We're very basic betters.
That's okay. That's what the tools tell us, right?
That's right. When the tools
Those are
tell
the
you to take
plays.
overs, you got to take them. And my cousin, actually no, my cousin sent me a slip, but it was all unders. I was gonna say I think he had one over on there just yesterday. He's been using our tools and absolutely crushing all month. It's been pretty fun to see, and he's been using our tools for a while, but I think he just finally got like a full on subscription.
That's awesome.
And he's been absolutely crushing these kind of bets. I do want to answer Larry C. Since
real quick, it's also nice to see. It's nice to
see
that he's not shying away from unders. So people have such an aversion to unders. It's nice to see that, especially on sites like No House Advantage or Prize Picks or Underdog. You know this as well as I do. A lot of times, Underdog's a lot sharper where they're really just giving, we've done No House Advantage shows. No House Advantage is incentivizing the under on a lot of them,
right?
Because they know people want to take overs.
Yeah, right.
They make it to where it looks to where the under is actually the better play, even though people keep hammering the overs. But go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just going to say, I want to answer Larry C's question. Since this is an underdog show, Larry's asking, I asked this in Discord, but didn't get an answer. Are you doing any best ball material for baseball? I'm not aware of any plans to do any best ball material. Somebody else asked me on Twitter, had sent me a DM asking the same thing if I was doing any best ball baseball material. I don't have any plans to, partly because I've never played it before, so I don't really feel qualified currently. I've thought about maybe I'll start doing some drafts, consuming other material, kind of hear what other people are thinking, but it's kind of a puzzle that I am not really ready to solve, just because I don't really know how to allocate the talent across different positions and that kind of stuff. I think there's more to it, than I haven't given it enough thought yet. But maybe at some point before baseball season, I'll talk to somebody about whether it's worth doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've never played either. I played fantasy baseball and I hate it. So
I used to be obsessed with fantasy baseball. I'm still in an NL only dynasty league in fantasy baseball. My team is like sick. If I just was still setting lineups and stuff, like really paying attention to it, it's so hard when you're doing content and playing DFS.
So hard.
It's so hard to keep on top of that stuff. When it's your only thing, I really enjoy it. But that's it's tough. But best ball is different in that, like, you don't have to set lineups. You just do the draft and you're done. So I've done a couple drafts. I just don't know that I have any kind of edge at this point.
Right. Well, let's see if we can get a bit of an edge today with Underdog daily drafts. You got Wobness Day, which, for what it's worth, 75K in prizes for this one. Okay. Yeah. That's not bad. That's 7,500 up top as well, Neil. So I would like to draft a team right now and see if we can redeem ourselves off of last week.
Yeah. And the nice thing is now we actually have our rankings.
Click it, Jordan.
There. Of course it has. I set the rankings before the show, and then we got a news dump right after. So some things are kind of interesting. Like I think Evan Mobley is kind of farther down in the rankings than he would be. So we can just keep that in mind as we're playing.
Let's do it. Yeah.
So the fifth pick. So hopefully Kawhi falls to us. That's what I'm hoping. He's the ADP of 7.4. As you can see here, he's our third ranked player in terms of projection.
Yeah. So what you're saying in terms of our projected fantasy points, right? And this is FanDuel scoring for Underdog.
Yep, exactly.
Man, we really have Kawhi as the third high. We do. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was surprised by that too. And Paul George is in, so I didn't really see any obvious. Paul George is in. Russell Westbrook is in.
I'm not going to lie, Neil. I hope he's gone because you're going to want Kawhi, and I am desperately going to want Domantas Sabonis tonight.
That's fair. Domantas Sabonis is our fourth ranked player, and he's behind Kawhi by 0.10 fantasy points.
Yeah.
What is Domantas Sabonis's ADP? 3.1. I mean, if Domantas Sabonis gets to us at 5, we go with Sabonis and hope that Kawhi comes back to us, I think.
Yeah.
Like, you don't just go straight by our rankings. You do kind of have to it's nice that you can see ADP, because then you get an idea of who might come back to you.
Exactly.
And there he goes.
Yeah.
There he
goes.
That
where are we picking?
We're the fifth pick.
And
Domantas Sabonis just went, and then Tatum went.
All right. Well,
all
there
right,
it is. Kawhi Leonard, huh?
The question is, do we want to take it or risk? I think we probably just take it because we don't pick again until late enough. Yeah, I'd say just go Kawhi. What do you think, Lofty?
Yeah. What were you saying? Take it or risk what?
sometimes because his ADP is so low, like you could risk hoping that he comes back to you and takes somebody else.
Yeah.
Let's just do it. Let's take him.
Yeah, go for it. I don't know if he would get back to us because people are going to be taking. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. People are going to be taking him over like Paul George or Levine and those guys, right? So
right. All right. So, and Jimmy Butler is our top ranked player. See,
against
De'Aaron Fox
Memphis.
has an ADP of 6.9. Jimmy
I
Butler
love Fox
9.1.
here.
You like Fox better than Jimmy Butler?
Anytime you can get Sacramento 2 studs, anytime you can get Sabonis or Fox into your lineups, I think it's a worthy cause.
All right, we can go. I mean, he's only a couple picks behind.
He was behind who? Butler and George. Well, we can't draft George. We couldn't draft George,
right?
Because we already have Kawhi.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't mind. I mean,
go ahead.
We have De'Aaron Fox. Actually, oh, there is a little bit. So we actually do have De'Aaron Fox 2.5 fantasy points behind Jimmy Butler. So a little bit more than I was thinking that drop off would be.
Yeah, I just saw that as well.
Fine. Yeah.
I think we'll be okay. Sacramento is just one of those teams where the offense is so good, the defense is so terrible, but they're so frequently caught in shootouts. You know, who knows? Maybe this is a 145 to 140 game like we've seen with these teams.
Right. Exactly. The range of outcomes for De'Aaron Fox is wide, which is something you like in these kind of drafts.
But it is this drafting out of the 5 spot's a little weird. I say if we can, if this draft goes quick enough, we should do one more and see if we get like a top 3 spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All right. So what happened? So we just got the news. Jarrett Allen is out. Darius Garland is in tonight. So I will say, like, Evan Mobley, if we could, what is Evan Mobley's ADP? Because he should be, higher than we have him, because our rankings will change based on the news that Jarrett Allen is out. ADP of 21.
Do we have Donovan Mitchell news?
I don't believe we have Donovan Mitchell news. Do we want to take Mobley there, or who's our top pick here, Jordan? Yeah, what do you think?
I don't mind Mobley. He's great. Go Mobley. He's projected higher than Bam. I don't mind Mobley there at all.
Yeah. No, I don't mind it either.
Only concern is, does Embiid get him into foul trouble with Allen out,
Yeah.
But that's okay. I like that spot quite a bit, actually.
So you say that he's jumped Bam in our projections now?
Last time I updated, yep.
All right. So then we could between drafts, and I know we want to be kind of quick, so maybe we don't want to do this, but I could show Jordan just how to go into the rankings and change it real quick. But we can just keep that in mind.
We also have Desmond Bane. We have Desmond Bane up there as well, above both Garland and Rudy Gobert. But we're not up, right? How many picks? We're 1 away.
I'd be fine going Desmond Bane.
Yeah, Bane or Jaren Jackson Jr. for me. We can go Bane there.
Don't know why you wouldn't want to take the Timberwolf, but whatever. It's just my account.
I got no problems with Rudy, and really, him and Bane are projected pretty close to each other.
Yeah, they're all very, very similar. Keldon Johnson, I think he was just ruled in, right? And we got a few other players out for the Spurs.
Is Kevin Porter still on the board, Jordan? He is.
Don't mind that.
Is D'Angelo Russell off?
He's gone. Okay. I wouldn't mind taking KPJ. Well, he doesn't have a star next to his name.
He's not.
Yeah.
I mean, if Porter comes back around to us.
Yeah, we would take Porter. I wouldn't.
Oh no, someone already did. Right now,
is Keldon Johnson still there? Because we did just get Keldon Johnson not on injury report.
Oh, that's nice.
Ruled out.
That's
Jeremy
nice.
Sokan ruled out.
Yeah, he's not gonna. Someone's gonna snag him right now.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the truth, man. Jaden Hardy is probably the play if we can get him here. He's played 38 and 41 minutes. Last 2 games without Doncic and Irving. He has a usage rate 31+%. Huge minutes, lots of usage. They have nobody else on this team. Tim Hardaway might not play. Kyrie Irving said it doesn't look good as far as him playing.
So you think?
Oh, okay.
Keldon Johnson. I'd take Keldon Johnson here, I think, and then
I'm fine with that. Yeah. I just thought he'd be gone, but yeah, go Keldon Johnson. Maybe people won't want to take Jaden Hardy, and how many picks until we're up again? 2. If he's there, we got to take him. If he doesn't,
yeah, for sure.
Certain people might just see that name and not want to draft him. Probably unlikely, but
just taken. All right. All right.
Yep,
so we're not taking Jared Allen. I think he was ruled out. Tim Hardaway Jr. questionable. Alperen Sengun questionable. Who's after these guys? Draymond, Christian Wood.
It's ugly. It's ugly down there.
It is ugly down there.
I don't hate Vanderbilt though. If he starts at center, which is possible,
yeah,
with Anthony Davis out against Houston, I think Vanderbilt could give us a nice game. How do you approach what's that? Yeah.
Yep.
How do you approach these questionable players though, Neil? Are you ever willing to take that risk?
Yeah, for sure. So that's sometimes I think that's a bigger edge. But it's a matter of can you get them at a discount because they're questionable?
Right.
So and especially if there are players who are made questionable midday, then it's well, you're not getting any benefit because everybody who's drafted up until then has been drafting that player. So it's you're not getting them at any kind of maybe I guess you can get them at a discount in terms of the draft position, but it's all about where they're going. Is it based on our projections? Are we getting them at a discount because of the Q tag? Then for sure, I'm willing to take a chance on a questionable player. I think that's actually one of the bigger edges is that people are not really willing to take risks in these drafts. So I think if you are willing, you can sometimes get players at a discount. So yeah, I don't mind taking questionable players in general at all. It's just when it's that, the decision we're making here at the end are okay, we have questionable players right next to players who are not questionable in terms of our projection, even assuming they're in which case I'll break the tie towards the not questionable player.
Okay. Love it. Jordan, before we enter that, let's see what our lineup looks like real quick.
All right. Go to, no, it's not results. I think it's actually go to drafts. And then it should be, okay, we're on drafts. I thought there would be a tab for results.
There is.
It's completed. Oh, completed.
You got to go all the way up to the. I don't know why your screen looks like. There you go. Kawhi Leonard, De'Aaron Fox, Evan Mobley, Desmond Bane, Keldon Johnson, Jared Vanderbilt. That's not bad. I'd like to do another draft though.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Let's get a top.
Let's lock her in, Jordan. Let's see if we can get. Let's see if we get a different draft position here.
We want that influencer 101 while we're on a stream.
I hate the 101, man.
I do. Well, yeah, I have mixed feelings. It depends on the draft, really. But we got the 101.
All right. All right.
So we can take your boy Embiid.
Yeah, we can. I hate the matchup, but I mean, I get it. I totally get it.
At least he doesn't have to deal with Jared Allen.
That's true. We could go Embiid. Yeah. Yeah, I think we probably have to.
He's our highest projected player by 6 fantasy points. I think in this case,
we have to. By 3, right? Because we got Tatum at 53. Or no, hold on, I'm on DraftKings. Yeah, you're right. Wow. Yeah, we have to. We have no choice but to take Joel Embiid.
Yeah,
Okay. So Jordan, just lock. Yeah, you got him locked up. Take that immediately, and we'll see what we get here. It's nice that these drafts only take like 9-10 minutes.
Yeah, really is.
By the way, guys, link in the description if you're not on UnderDog yet. 100% first match deposit bonus up to $100. Click it. Whatever you deposit, your balance is going to show double that, up to 100. So awesome way to get started off, whether you're doing pick 'em or you're doing these drafts. All right, so we're on the board.
Phil Nelson says De'Aaron Fox over 1.5 3-pointers made. He took 12 3-pointers on Monday. I missed that. That's nuts. But that seems like a great line.
Yeah, him and Sabonis went crazy against Milwaukee. It was, they went crazy. I will say though, just to be clear, massive outlier for De'Aaron Fox as far as 3-point attempts go. But I don't hate over 1.5 threes.
Yeah,
It,
not
it
at all.
depends on where you're getting it at. Like, let's see, Odd Shopper has. I'll pull it up for you right now, man. Who was it in chat? Phil.
Phil Nelson.
All right, Phil. So threes on. I mean, we have it as a negative ROI bet, but the best place you're going to find it, FanDuel -113, DraftKings -115. Yeah, the reason this doesn't grade out as a great bet is just because every book is consensus. There's a consensus across every single book here. You rarely see that. There's 113 to 115 across 8 books. All of them are within a couple cents of each other. So it's an efficient line across the board.
Okay.
It's just not, it's never going to grade out well when every book is in alignment, you know?
Right. And he's not usually taking 12 3-pointers a game, so makes sense.
All right. So let's see who's off the board. Harden, Sabonis, Kawhi. Is Kawhi off yet? Yeah. He did go earlier.
Did that say Hardy just went?
Probably Harden. Wait.
No, both. Harden
Oh my
and
God,
Hardy.
you're right.
All right.
Yeah, I like Hardy today. I don't like him.
I like him as a late round flyer.
Wow. Okay. Wow. See.
All right. So we got Kawhi in the other one. We could take Paul George in this one. We probably don't. I mean, you could take both LaVine and DeRozan, and then De'Aaron Fox off the board, right? Or is he?
I kind of love LaVine.
Let's take LaVine.
Because
take LaVine, skip DeRozan, or do you want to take both of them? It is a nice matchup with Sacramento. Of course, Jaylen Brown against Minnesota. I don't mind that either.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? You're not crazy. We could go LaVine Vooch. We could go LaVine DeRozan. It's such a good matchup that if it does go crazy, I don't hate having 2 from the same team there.
I don't either. So we're taking LaVine. Who do you prefer? I don't mind any of those next 3, to be honest.
Me neither.
DeRozan, Butler.
I prefer Vooch, but
let's do it.
Okay, go with Vooch.
Also, feels like he probably correlates better with LaVine.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and a real soft matchup in the interior for Vooch.
Yeah.
That might not be a super popular build either. See,
right.
Like just going back-to-back Bulls, people instinctively don't like to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
I like that one.
You know, the thing with Hardy too, like, is if you really want him, go and reach a little bit. Don't reach 3 or 4 rounds.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the problem. Like, you're giving up so much value when you do that. Sure, you got your guy. You could have drafted. I mean, who was still on the board when Hardy went?
I mean, you drafted him side by side with Harden. So, like, that was the caliber of player you could get there. Which, yeah, again, like, even if you love Hardy and you want to project him as like the highest player on the board, you know that you can get him a couple rounds later. So I would typically recommend waiting. I would take Jabari Smith. Is this the same guy that took Hardy?
Probably. Let me see.
Oh no, it was the guy before. I think it was Badger Tim who took.
No, yeah.
Hardy. Yeah. So he's up now.
It was, I mean, that pick was bookended by James Harden and De'Aaron Fox, that Hardy pick.
Right.
So who do we still have? Garland.
I think I know the name Badger Tim, so I feel like he is experienced. But that feels like just something that the kind of pick that you make if you're not that experienced. You don't understand the value of waiting.
Now, I will say this. I doubt he's going to be here, Neil. This is where one that I'd 100% gamble on a Darius Garland play in the event that Mitchell ends up not playing.
What's the latest injury here? Because we just got a bunch of news.
Oh, no, he's off the injury report. Okay, that came in right before our show started. So I missed it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
But we got Jared Allen out, which, you think that helps. I don't know if it really helps.
It doesn't help Garland.
The guards,
no. Yeah. Allen's just not a high usage player. How far down is Kevin Porter Jr. behind those guys? How far below do we have him? What's that?
We could take him with one of our 2 picks. Go with a projection for one, take him on the other.
All right, go for it. Well, who do you want for this one?
We didn't take Bam last time. I mean, he's our top projected player here. I wouldn't mind just eating the Bam.
All right, let's go Bam.
Man, if Keldon Johnson makes it back to us again, I think there's. I mean, his ADP is so low.
Jordan, are we okay? We got yeah, I know. I don't mind KPJ there though. Some of these guys I'm targeting just because the game environment could go crazy.
Right.
Just no defense on either side of these.
And that's also that's another example of the kind of risk that I'm willing to take with questionable players, because Kevin Porter Jr. is going to look great if Alperen Sengun is ruled out.
Yeah.
So sometimes just taking, you can reach a little bit more on those guys that are like, it feels like a reach if Sengun is in slightly, but even there, like we actually got him behind his ADP, I think. But sometimes I'm willing to reach a little bit if there's a questionable player that this player would leapfrog a few, in the event that the questionable news goes the right way.
Especially if you already like them, even if the other player is in.
Yeah, exactly. Which KPJ is a fantastic play against the Lakers either way.
Right. I think both of us like him today, so I'm on board. How do we want to approach this next?
Well, let's trust our
Wait,
projections.
we just have one more pick, or do we have back-to-back picks?
Just one more pick.
We got one more pick.
Yeah, we got our final pick on the board.
And Hardy's gone.
Right. Tim Hardaway, is Tim Hardaway still like questionable? Because that might be a fine pick with Kyrie likely out.
Hardaway, if he plays, would be massive.
Yeah, exactly. So that's another example of like sometimes you got to gamble on this injury news.
All right, so you've had a lot of success doing this with like showdown contests and stuff. You and I have done a bunch of shows over the past couple seasons. It's a $5 entry. Like, should we just roll the dice on Hardaway if he's there? Because if Irving's out and Hardaway plays, you could see a 35% usage rate. And there he goes.
Okay.
But still, this is good strategy discussion to have in spots like this.
So in this draft, I would not take Sengun because we already have KPJ and we're kind of hoping that Sengun is out. So in this case, I think we go, and Jared Allen is out. So Jordan Poole would be our next. So maybe star him before just so we don't get stuck with Jared Allen.
I mean, I'd consider going back to Vanderbilt.
LeVert, actually, no, because we got all the news.
Because Mitchell's in, yeah. Irving likely isn't going to play.
I'd be fine either way. Do you want to go to Vanderbilt? We have 2 seconds. It's too late. We got Jordan Poole.
I'm fine with Poole.
Yeah, Poole is our highest projected. So thought that went okay.
Yeah, that was solid. And look, Poole's going to play 30+ minutes. He's a different player now that Clay and Curry are healthy, but that's fine. Vanderbilt, I'm not sure I want 100% exposure to him across both lineups either, because Lakers could start a different lineup. Vanderbilt could end up playing everything at the 4, and then you're like, okay, he's the same guy he was. Because his usage isn't really going to increase without Davis. You're hoping for that shot blocking upside and rebounding upside around the basket.
Yeah, exactly. Hugo says, just finished the Lofty D prop video, and apparently I need more props in my life. Nice.
Read the last part about that. That's the best part of the comment.
UnderDog isn't even available in Connecticut, but I'm watching anyway. Yeah.
Dude, Hugo, you're the best type of viewer, baby.
Yeah, that's great.
Appreciate you. It's a fun show, though. And hopefully UnderDog will be available soon.
For sure.
Fun, man. That was fun, man. Got 2 drafts in. I think this is the format we go with. We discussed this last week. Do a few minutes on the pick 'em, build that out, and then we do 2 drafts.
Yeah, no, I like this format too. I think that doing the draft's a lot of fun. Doing the pick 'em lineup is a lot of fun. Hugo, I would imagine some part of UnderDog is available for Hugo. Maybe I'm wrong about that though, just because they have so many different offerings.
Yeah, you would think that Hugo, check if use the link too, get your $100, but check if the drafts are available, because I would think you could play best ball and do the daily drafts. Check it out. If not, whatever. Anyway, follow Neil at PlayerQDFS. Me at Lafayette_D. Thanks for hanging out, guys. This is a fun show. We're going to do what we can. Keep making this better. Keep making it more interesting. If you have any recommendations, hit us up on Twitter. And shout out to Jordan for producing this one and managing the controls there on the draft, as always. We'll see you guys here soon. Peace.